Capacitance of capacitor becomes epsilon naught A upon D minus T for a conducting slab. Now what happens if I place a dielectric slab if I place its electric field is E naught and the plate separation is small d, I place a dielectric slab of dielectric constant K completely in between the plates, then the induced electric field in the dielectric will be EP and that will be E naught by K. The voltage stored of this thickness T and net voltage stored by the system is voltage stored in air plus voltage stored in dielectric. If voltage stored in air is E naught because space is D minus T and dielectric is EP into T, V net is E naught D minus T plus EP is E naught by K into T. Now E naught is common. I took E naught common, D minus T plus T by K. E naught is sigma by epsilon naught D minus T plus T by K. Sigma is Q by A, so I substitute Q by A epsilon naught D minus T plus T by K is V net. V net by Q is epsilon naught A upon D minus T plus T by K is V by Q by V net. So net capacitance of the capacitor with dielectric is epsilon naught A upon D minus T plus T by K. So this is the capacitance of the capacitor with the dielectric slab. If I can convert this also in a conducting slab, if I put K is equal to infinity in this equation, then this is epsilon naught A upon D minus T. So this is the formula for the conducting slab. Next topic is energy stored in a capacitor. I am taking the case of parallel plate capacitor. Suppose at voltage V, a capacitor plates contain charge Q. Keeping or assuming the voltage to be constant, I further give charge dq to the plates of the capacitor. Then the amount of work done in giving the charges is given by the work done in giving the charge dq is given by dqv, where V is Q by C. Now this work done is stored as an energy and I substitute value of V also, it becomes Q by C dQ. On integrating both sides, du is Q dQ by C, 0 to Q, and it's suppose general integration 0 to U. So it's U 0 to U is equal to 1 by C is out and it is Q square by 2, 0 to Q. So U minus 0 is 1 by C, Q square by 2. So energy stored is 1 by 2 Q square by C. Since for series combination charge across the capacitor remains same, so this can be utilized for number of capacitor connected in series like 1 upon 2 C1 Q square plus 1 upon 2 C2 Q square and so on. So it becomes q square by 2 1 upon c1 plus 1 upon c2 dash dash 1 upon cn. Now it becomes q square by 2 1 upon cs. I also know the q is cv, so I substitute here. It becomes energy stored is 1 by 2 c square v square, 8c cancel हो जाएगा, cv square. Since in parallel combination the voltage across the capacitor remains constant, so energy stored in parallel is half c1 v square plus half c2 v square dash dash half cn v square 1 by 2 c1 c2 dash dash cn into v square, that is 1 by 2 cp into v square, that is energy stored in parallel combination. Are you getting the point? Next is combination of capacitors. Combination of capacitor में we are taking the two cases. One is called series combination, other one is called parallel combination. Series combination means when one plate of a capacitor is connected to positive terminal of a cell, suppose it is having voltage V, and other plate is placed parallel, then equal amount of negative charge developed and the positive charge developed on the other side is transferred to the other first plate of other capacitor. And again, if we place a uncharged plate here, minus q induces nearby section and plus q is transferred to the next plate. And if I place uncharged plate and it's connected third plate to the negative terminal, then negative is induced nearby and the positive induced is being neutralized by the electron transfer by the negative terminal of the cell. So let's suppose the capacitance of each C1, C2 and C3 and voltage across these capacitors are V1, V2, V3. Since voltage is just the energy or the work done, so by using conservation of energy we will have V is equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3. Now we know Q is CV or V is Q by C. Note that the charge on each capacitor in a series combination remains constant. So each capacitor have the equal charge, so it is Q by CS. Capacitance in series combination is Q by C1, Q by C2 plus Q by C3. So 1 upon CS is 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2 plus 1 by C3. So this is the formula for capacitor connected in series. Now this is 1 upon C1. This is just reciprocal of the parallel combination of the resistances. If you resemble this, then it is reverse to the resistance combination. What is parallel combination? Means we connect one point of battery. Suppose the plates of capacitors, one plate is connected to positive terminal of all capacitors and other plates are connected to negative terminal of all capacitors. Suppose now the charge is different, but in parallel combination voltage across each capacitor remains constant. So it is, if it is plus Q1, it is plus Q2, it is plus Q3 minus Q2 minus Q1. So now if suppose total charge flow through the circuit is Q is applying charge conservation, Q is Q1 plus Q2 plus Q3. So charge is Q is C into V. C in which combination? Parallel is equal to C1V plus C2V plus C3V. V's cancel out, Cp is C1 plus C2 plus C3. So this is the charge is the capacitors connected in parallel combinations. Next topic is heat loss during redistribution of charges. Redistribution means we are having two objects. One is having capacity C1 and charge Q1. Other one is capacity C2 and charge Q2. Now first is having voltage V1 and second is having V2. If we connect the first body to body, second body, then the charge start flowing. If V1 greater than V2, then charge flow from the first body to second body. The time up to which the charge will keep on flowing is when both attain common potential. This common potential is total charge upon total capacity. Total charge is Q1 plus Q2 upon C1 plus C2. It is C1 V1 plus C2 V2 upon C1 plus C2. The total initial energy of the system is half C1 V1 square plus half C2 V2 square, and the energy after connection, final energy is half C1 plus C2 into V common, that is V common square, that is half C1 plus C2. V common is C1 V1 C2 V2 upon C1 plus C2 whole square. Now it's become U final is 1 by 2. इसके होल स्क्वायर से एक कट जाएगा, यहाँ पर आएगा C1 V1 plus C2 V2 whole square upon C1 plus C2. Now what I mean, the redistribution means loss of energy. Loss of energy means U initial minus U final. U initial means half C1 V1 square plus half C2 V2 square minus half this energy U final C1 V1 plus C2 V2 whole square upon C1 plus C2. I just took LCM, change in energy is C1 plus C2, 2 common, that come out to be C1 V1 square into C1 plus C2 plus C2 V2 square into C1 plus C2 minus C1 V1 plus C2 V2 whole square. If I solve this equation, what I got, so change in energy U is 2 C1 plus C2. Here energy is C1 square V1 square plus C1 C2 V1 square plus from here C1 C2 V2 square plus C2 square V2 square minus, I open the whole square. If I open the whole square, what I will get? C1 square V1 square plus C2 square V2 square minus 2 C1 C2 V1 V2. So C1 V1 square plus C2 V2 square, it will cancel out, both are negative, and what I will get, C1 C2 out from here, C1 C2 out from here, C1 C2 out from here. So I will get C1 C2 out from here, it is V1 square, यहाँ से V2 square और यहाँ से minus 2 V1 V2 upon 2 C1 plus C2. This is C1 C2 upon 2 C1 plus C2 into V1 minus V2 whole square. So this is change in energy which is always greater than 0. It means there is always a loss of energy whenever a charge is redistributed and there is an interchange of the charges between two bodies.